Go Red for Women podcast series with Rose Caiola. Hi, my name is Rose Caiola, and I sit on the executive leadership team for the Go Red for Women campaign for the American Heart Association. Every 80 seconds, a woman will die from heart disease or stroke, and yet most of these incidences are preventable by making healthy, smart lifestyle changes like diet and exercise. All women deserve to live a long, meaningful life. And that's why I advocate for women's health by being a part of the American Heart Association. Go Red for Women helps women recognize that heart disease is their #1 killer. We've created this podcast series to educate you on what it means to live a healthy lifestyle and how to get there. You'll hear from survivors firsthand on how they got into those situations and how they broke free and changed their life for the better. We've partnered with doctors and experts to give you the information how to achieve those goals to live that healthy lifestyle. What you'll gain from this podcast is you'll learn tools, you'll gather resources, and most importantly, you will help build community that you can count on. Annabelle Jimenez. Annabelle, you have this incredible story where you tried to control the quality and quantity of your diet. And then your weight ballooned and spiraled out of control till you were 380 pounds. Tell us about the journey on how you got there.
So I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 15. So that contributed to my weight gain. On top of that, I ate very unhealthy. I was eating garbage. I had my son at 24, and after that, I felt like I lost control of everything. I lost control of my life, lost control of my weight, and that's when I spiked up from, when I had my son, I was about 260 pounds. After I had my son, I shot up to 380 pounds.
So this started from when you were 15 years old?
Yeah.
Because my daughter is 17, she's recently diagnosed with PCOS, so now I'm doing all of this research.
Yeah.
So I completely relate to your story because it's not only relatable, but it's something that a lot of young women are diagnosed with. So now you also have a family history of diabetes?
Yes, diabetes, heart disease, and high cholesterol.
So did you have diabetes after you
I
had your
was
son?
diagnosed with pre-diabetes. Yeah, I was about 35, I'd say, right before, it was like 2014 that they basically did my labs. That's when I was at my biggest. And they basically told me my hemoglobin A1C was at borderline diabetes. And my mom is diabetic, my grandfather's diabetic, my uncles are all diabetic. I had uncles that died of a sudden heart death. I have my grandmother who passed away of cardiac arrest. On both sides of my family have diabetes. So it was really scary when I was diagnosed with pre-diabetes. That was basically my wake-up call.
So at any point in your life, did anyone say to you, hey, you're at risk for this before you got to 260 pounds?
They did. And I pretty much was smart enough. I was always in the medical field. I knew what I was doing to myself, but since my labs and everything came back normal, I was like, okay, nothing's happening. I'm okay, I'm fine. Of course, you go to the doctor and they tell you, yeah, you have to lose weight. You're overweight, you have to lose weight. But everything else was normal at that time.
Right.
So why should I?
Mm-hmm.
That was basically how I looked at it. I was happy. I thought I was happy.
Thought you were healthy?
I thought I was healthy, basically. So why should I even try doing anything? So it was too much work.
And when was that breaking point for you?
Like I said before, it was basically when they told me I was pre-diabetic. My cholesterol on top of that was, I don't remember the number, I know it was like in the 240s or something like that. And I have my son at that time was young, and I just basically saw myself not being there for him. Mm. And it's just like that was my wake-up call. Like if something happens to me, or I get sick and I'm unable to take care of him or show him the proper way of living or basically being healthy, like I want to be there for my son, obviously. So that was basically it. It's either now or never.
Right. And he's also learning things from you, right? Yeah. Picking up habits.
Oh yeah.
Right, good and bad. So how did you turn your life around?
So 2015, I was at a party, a holiday party for work. And I looked at everybody around me. I was the biggest person there. And I basically just felt very uncomfortable. I didn't feel good in my own skin. And I just basically said, I have to do something. And I know I've tried myself to go on diets. I've tried to eat less sugar. I've tried eating salads. I eat vegetables. I mean, it lasts a week or two. Then you go back to your old habits. So I did research. I was fortunate enough to work with a great cardiology team. That's a prevention team. I asked questions, and they all said you should go and consider bariatric surgery. So I looked into it. I did my research, and in 2015, January 2015, I basically went ahead and I started the process. On August of 2015, I had gastric bypass, which was basically the best thing I ever did.
Okay, so it worked out for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so what, because a lot of people also would take that and just not, lose the weight and just not, pay attention to it and then just put it back on. I know that yeah.
I tell everybody all the time, because either you have the people that come up to you and say, oh, you took the easy way out, that's why you're losing so much weight, that's why you were able to do that. They don't understand that this is basically like your little starter kit. You get a little starter kit, and you have to either go with it or you're going to go back to your old habits. So it's basically, when I did my surgery, when you're basically allowed to teach yourself how to eat again, because basically you have to teach yourself how to eat again. So you either have to choose, you're either going to eat clean, proper way, or you're going to go back to your old habits. And I immediately went to eating clean and to eating healthier options, a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruits, less sugars, protein. Like, I started introducing my body to that. And it got to the point that my body craves vegetables, fruits versus sugar.
Right. So it was the push, that little push that kind of got you over the wall.
Basically.
And you took advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. And to this day, I'm still working hard, and there is 20 more pounds that I would love to lose. And it gets harder and harder, but I don't stop pushing.
You said something earlier about diet versus lifestyle, and I think that it's key, because we're all in search of that diet. What's that quick fix, and how are we going to get there? And then we fail and fail and fail over and over again. Mm-hmm. So, can you repeat what you told me a little bit earlier about that?
So basically, I hate the word diet. For me,
so do I, by the way.
For me, the word diet is very temporary. That's something that if someone comes up to me and says, oh, I need to go on a diet, then for me, you're telling me I need a temporary fix. I look at it as a lifestyle change. If you do a lifestyle change, I feel that's permanent. So I permanently want to change myself. I permanently want to do something to make myself healthier. So that's, I tell everybody all the time, I'm like, don't use that word.
It makes so much sense. So, the other question is, do you allow yourself sugar every so often?
Yeah.
Or is it just completely...
I love chocolate. I mean, I tell everybody I love chocolate, but again, you have to do everything in moderation. I go for dark chocolate. You have a little piece of dark chocolate, and that's it. You cut your cravings, because I look at it this way: if you don't curb your craving, then you're gonna land up eating more, even though it's healthier stuff. But you're gonna land up eating more to try to basically take care of your cravings. So just go for it. Just have that little piece of chocolate. Have the serving size. Like for me, I'll have like maybe 2 or 3 dark chocolate covered almonds. I love those things. And
yummy.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm not gonna lie. I love them. So I have about maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then put it away. I put it in a very high place where it's hard to reach, and I don't want to go to it. So
okay. And it's out of sight,
exactly.
Right? Out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
How have you brought these new practices and principles into your home with your family, which can sometimes be very difficult to do?
So I come from a Puerto Rican background. So we are very rich in carbs and grease and very yummy food. Mm-hmm. So
as are we, we're Italian. And,
exactly. So Italians will know, because Italians
we're passionate about our food. Yes,
pasta, salsa, food. It's basically. So I'm still working on my parents. It's a little tougher with them because older Puerto Rican families, they tend to be a little hard-headed. But I basically do the groceries. I do all the grocery at the house. Okay. So if they put something on the list that I feel like it shouldn't be there, I won't get it. Even though I'm not home 24 hours, so they're gonna sneak out and get it themselves. Listen, I can't do anything about
you can
that.
only do so much.
Exactly.
But you're leading by example.
But yeah, I go and I do the groceries. I get mainly all, like I always say, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, lots of protein. They want bread. I get multigrain bread as much as they fight me. They want
love that white flour. Right?
Oh yeah, they want. They feel like if you don't get the white flour bread, it's not real bread.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took over the grocery shopping, especially when it comes to my son. Like they really can't tell me about my son, so I base his snacks and his lunches and dinners. Like I try to buy him food that is healthier for him.
Do you explain it to him? Do you explain the differences between Pirate Booty and Cheetos?
But yeah, he knows. Like my son, he's gonna be 13 in March. So he's a growing boy. He eats like, forget about it. He eats me out of the house and a home if I can let him. So I make sure I have healthy snacks at home. Like I said, I actually have the private booties. He loves those things. I have like Smart Pops, or I have yogurts. And if he wants something sweet, I try to get him like cookies from Trader Joe's that have less sugar in them. Or sometimes I even try baking some stuff for him.
All right. See, I always find that there's a healthy alternative for something unhealthy.
Oh yeah, always.
And it's just about, equal in flavor and quality. Quality is actually always better.
When I cook my food has so much flavor in it. And nobody believes that I cook with less fat, less grease, less sugar. They think that all the fat and all the grease is there. I'm like, no, it's not actually. I mean, if I make fettuccine alfredo with almond milk.
Oh, ooh, and give me that recipe. And we'll share it with everybody.
Yeah, and it actually comes out really tasty. And I've taken it to my job and had them taste it, and I don't tell anybody anything until after they eat it. I make mac and cheese.
I'm coming over.
I make mac and cheese with like a whole lot less calories and fat than you would think.
Wow.
And everybody's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" I'm like, "I'm glad you like it."
Yeah, you have to share these recipes with us. I promise you're going to get these recipes. So now, making these healthy lifestyle choices, has it given you the confidence, with yourself and how you live your life and the choices that you make?
Oh, definitely. I'm doing things now that I never thought in my life I would know. Becoming an advocate for the American Heart Association, I would ever do anything like that. Speak in front of millions of people.
You received the Lifestyle Change Award recently.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was amazing. It was honestly amazing. The fact that one of my medical directors where I work was actually just came out to me and was like, "Do you mind if I nominate you for this?"
Wow.
I'm like, I didn't even know you thought I didn't even know you knew I was alive. I'm like, you're so busy, like, and for you to just get this and actually think of me. He was like, yeah. He's like, the minute I read this email, he's like, the first person that popped in my head was you.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, that's amazing. But I'm like, oh, but if I don't win, it's okay, because just the thought that he actually thought about me.
Sure.
That was an honor in itself. And then when I received the email stating, congratulations, you won, I was like, I made it.
Seriously though, with the amount of work that you've done on yourself and how you've changed your life and the message that you're sending everyone else, it's so empowering and inspiring. Our whole point of doing these podcasts is to get this message out, to inspire so many other people who feel like they can't do it. They don't have the confidence, they don't have, the control or the family environment that they want to have. And now they have the steps.
That's one thing I'm trying to work for. I just recently became a personal trainer, and everybody's like, anybody who is a personal trainer will look at me and be like, you don't really look like you're a personal trainer. But that's the problem. Like, when I was overweight, I never went to a personal trainer because I felt like they would criticize me, or they would tell me I couldn't do what I needed to do. I want to be the opposite. I want them to see somebody regular, like somebody who went through the journey, who had to battle obesity. is a personal trainer and I'm willing to help you. I mean, I tell everybody all the time on my Instagram, on my Facebook page, I mean, a simple question. I'm not asking you to pay for the service and anything. I just want to help you start your journey because I wish there was someone there for me like that. I had to, I mean, aside from my husband, which he's amazing through my whole entire journey, like, and one of my best friends, like, I've had support from them, but as far as having support from the family, it was hard because it was like, oh, you're overweight, but you still need to eat rice, and you still need, and now you're too skinny, like, you know, you always have that criticism.
Yeah,
so
it's just lack of knowledge.
Exactly. So it's like I've always said, I want to be that person to help you if you're obese, if you're trying to go through bariatric surgery, or you're trying to do it on your own. I'm here. Like, I want to be that person to help you.
And you are. I'm so touched and, you know, inspired by all these women that I get to meet and learn from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning so much, and thank you for sharing that.
This is amazing.
And my wish for you is that you learn the skills to make the changes in your life that you wish to make. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. For more information, please visit goredforwomen.org or heart.org. See you next time.